Hey, what's happening, everyone? It's Trader Tim from EminiMind. Hope you're having a good week so far. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video. We had 4th of July in there, and last week was super slow as far as trading is concerned, so didn't really have much to talk about in the trade recap video. But Monday here, and I thought well, we'll just do a quick video and talk about what's going on to kind of set up the week. So far today, it's been actually fairly decent, even though we're range bound here. This top horizontal line and bottom horizontal line are the 30-minute range. We're only an hour into the day, but so far just sitting inside the range. This dotted line up here is the overnight high that we kind of poked above and then came back down. It didn't make a new all-time high so far today. If we look at yesterday or Friday's high, that's a little bit above us here, 57.08 and a quarter. But we had a couple of nice little swings in here. Just wanted to point out a couple of trades that I took. This little hammer here early in the day, about 7 minutes in, traded. We went up 4 candles in a row. Each of them made a new high, so I put my stop underneath this candle here at 95.50. Entry was above the hammer. And then sold off a little bit, but then we came down and we did make a low tick at this point at 43 here. Went a little bit lower and then formed uh, sort of a hammer. I was looking at this one as it was developing to go long above it, but we closed right at the candle's high, and even before I could kind of move my mouse over to the price ladder, we had already traded this next candle. So I didn't end up getting in here at 647. But this is a setup I really like when we make a higher low. So you see the 647 low was the low of the day so far. And then we made this higher low here, which also was a hammer, like 5 minutes later. And so I went long above that hammer, and then we got two nice candles up. I had this retracement drawn the full halfway back short at the time, and we did sell off a little bit at that area, but I just left my stop below the low since we only made 2 candles up, and since I, locked in the first trade as a winner, it kind of gives you a little momentum to uh, have a little bit looser stop. It's always nice to kind of get the ball rolling, especially early on a Monday. I'll tend to be maybe just a touch more aggressive with my first trade just to kind of get some points on the board, as it were. So, but this is typically how I would trade a move that starts to go my way, but doesn't get that 4 consecutive candle in a row push. So left the stop alone, bounced up to the 50, pulled back a little bit here, and then this is what I was kind of looking for or expecting a higher low to be put in. It happened to be a hammer. If you weren't in down here, you could certainly enter in off of this hammer, but I was already in, so I left my stop below here, formed this hammer, and then as we started coming up, broke this prior swing high, and then we got a 4-bar push. So 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning each of the 4 bars made a new high. And so I just brought my stop underneath the 4th one and then just kept trailing it up. Ended up getting taken out right under this bar it was just under 6 points. We went a little bit higher and then just kind of have been going sideways, slowly working our way kind of along this 21 EMA back towards the new highs of the day. So not a whole lot going on. Our breath is at 1-to-1, so nothing as far as a screaming bullish breadth and AD line. We're fairly flat, and since we're inside yesterday or Friday's tail, that's also we're bullish in that we're in the top edge of the tail here, haven't filled the gap, but not gonna sit around too long this morning and keep trading. Otherwise, on the daily chart, you can see how high we are. If I pull up a chart like this with the trend lines on it. The 45-degree kind of longer term, a little bit shallower trend line is down here. This is our last swing low, it's 55, 0450. And we were hugging on the top of this trend line here. Now we're hugging the bottom of it, but still going pretty steep. This is the 21 EMA on the daily. And so likely, some continued pokes into new highs, maybe flatten out a little bit and kind of play catch up with this 21 EMA. If we go out even a little bit further to a weekly chart, we've talked about this before. A lot of these negative 23 percent lines were even above those here on the larger time frame. If we go to a monthly, this is the COVID 50%, and it's negative 23. Then we have an extension up here, 50%, negative 23, and then another daily one that's a little hard to see here on the monthly chart. But all these targets were beyond there. So I'm not looking to necessarily initiate a short just yet. If we take out a swing low, like on the daily chart, this is our very, very short-term, most recent swing low. This would be the more major one that you saw, the 04 on the trend line chart here, but this would be the one from just on Thursday. So if that were to get taken out, then you could look at buying some puts on a retracement to the 50% short. But what's likely going to happen is you would come down to the 50% long first, be bought up, and then continue up. So this is a lot of times what we'll see in a election year. Kind of the summer just kind of keeps grinding higher into the fall, grinds higher, and then when the election hits, a lot of times there's a reversal there. Sometimes it continues, the trend continues up, but we've still got a couple months till November, and certainly the month of August can be a little bit wacky. So be cautious up here. I'm trading. I'm not taking very many shorts when we're up in this region in all-time highs. When we get this kind of a consolidation where we have some range-bound days, then I'm okay taking shorts. But when we're in this environment where we're breaking into a new all-time high, I really like to stay away from taking shorts because, as you saw here on the 50% short that I had drawn up, yeah, I got a reaction, but didn't break the low, didn't get any follow through. And so it's just a safer bet to take the long when it sets up and kind of look for us as we just did up here to poke again into at least a new high in the day, not an all-time high, but continuing to grind their way higher. So hope you have a good week of trading. We'll be doing a live session tomorrow. You can tune in, eminimind.com/VIP, and hope you have a great week. Talk to you soon.